The following is a presentation of the Reviewing Network Sports.
And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the second game of the Reviewing Network Live Madden 26 Tournament Elite 8 Day Number 2. We have the Final Four pretty much settled all together. We just need to find out one more score to decide, one more game to decide who is going where. For those of you who are just joining us, you missed Tampa Bay losing to Cincinnati. So Cincinnati is moving on, and it's a guarantee that Cincinnati will go to Kansas City next week. The big question now is, where is Dallas going to go next week? Because we have the Ravens and the Browns, and it goes simply like this. If the Ravens win, the Ravens are coming to Jerry World next week. If the Browns win, it'll be Dallas at Cleveland next week. So a lot to be determined in these next couple of hours. So let's not waste any more time and find out who is going to go to the Final Four. It's time to go ahead and get to the game. Mike Tirico and Greg Olson are standing by for the final game of the Elite 8 right here on the Reviewing Network Live Madden 26 Tournament. It's the Ravens and the Browns, an old-fashioned AFC North showdown coming your way right now.
Welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the birthplace of rock and roll, where the ceremonial guitar has been smashed. We're ready for football at Huntington Bank Field here in Cleveland. Tonight on Sunday Night Primetime, it's the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns on Sunday Night Primetime. Settle in. We think we've got a good one. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson with you. Off we go on Sunday Night Football. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. So the Ravens will come out. They are led by the man who's won the MVP twice and was the runner-up a season ago. Hard to believe it is year 8 for Lamar Jackson as the Ravens quarterback.
There's just certain guys, Mike, when they take the field and they step into the huddle, the other 10 players, they just take a little bit of a deeper breath. They're like, man, I'm glad this guy is on our side, and he's certainly one of them. He just brings an element of confidence to everybody else around him, not only in the huddle, but on the sideline, on the defense, the coaching staff. Everyone is better as the result of him being your quarterback.
And he's going to be out of bounds up around the 39-yard line. They get 13 to begin the drive. It's a first down.
And this run game certainly didn't waste any time getting settled in. Nice job by the offensive line, displacing defenders at the point of attack, and allows the back to pick up a nice chunk to get this game rolling.
And he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
It's a zone read, and Jackson's going to keep it. Trying to avoid tacklers, and the ball is out. The Browns say they have it, and they do.
So the biggest thing that stands out here, Mike, is the fact that the defense just continues to pursue the ball. Every defense focuses on get as many hats to the ball carrier as possible, because if the guy in front of you, he misses the tackle or he falls down, you have to be there to make up for it. And the pursuit to the ball is not only how they're able to get him down, it's ultimately how they're able to take the ball away.
The Cleveland offense set to take the field for the first time. They're led out by the son of the Hall of Famer. Out of Colorado, Deion's son, Shedeur Sanders.
You hear people talk about it all the time, and it's especially true, Mike, for young rookie quarterbacks, is just the speed of the game. They had a lot of success in college. They were probably the best player on their team, but just everything is faster. Everything happens with a little more urgency. The quarterbacks at a young age that can make that transition the quickest, everything else then tends to slow down. A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
When you call these double moves, you're going for broke. You're looking to throw this ball over the head of the defense, so give a lot of credit to the defensive backs. Yes, it led to a completion, but this was not the big play the offense intended when the coordinator called that play.
On 3rd down, Sanders. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So I really like the decision, Mike. This is a rookie quarterback making more veteran decisions, and I think in his growth process this early on in his career, those are really good signs, because how often do we see these rookies still think they're back in college, they're the best player on the field, and they can make every throw, even if it's not there. You're not going to get away with that consistently in the NFL. Throw it away. Really nice job here by the young quarterback.
The Ravens offense going to take over now for the 2nd time, and they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. Not much happening there, just a short gain. Second down, 8 yards to go. Play action now. Jackson. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And he'll be brought down, but not before they move it up past the 30-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
So think back to earlier in the week, Mike, and they told us they want to get him going here early and often. So I expect plenty of passes to head his way as this game unfolds.
They'll run it on 1st down with Henry. And he'll get about 6 out of that one before being forced out of bounds.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Jackson, this a design run. Oh, the ball is out. The Browns have it. What a shame to get a big gainer out of the running game. It just, at the end, turn it over. The defense walks off the field with the football.
Mike, we don't see rush plays of that length very often in the NFL, so then you finally get one, and it's a shame you forget to protect the ball, and it leads to the takeaway.
The Browns offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They'll search for the first point of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Now, Sanders. And that one's incomplete, but a late flag comes in.
That's interference.
Looked like he might have gotten there early.
Automatic first down.
Here comes the rookie, Quinshawn Judkins. And boy, tough to bring down there. Fighting forward for a gain of 7.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
They work forward to the 40-yard line. Now a guy starts. That first-round pick up from his safety spot to make the stop.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
They bring Judy in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
So it's a pretty manageable 3rd down, so they really have the option to run or pass, so they decide to keep the ball on the ground, which I don't mind as long as you've made the decision already that you're willing to use 4th down to pick up the rest of the yards. If not, I think that's a big mistake.
The Ravens offense ready to see what they can do. They'll begin with 1st and 10.
Their own 23-yard line.
They'll run the draw, and here's Henry. Henry hit the ball, comes free. Looks like one of the Ravens was able to fall on it. Yes, indeed they did. So Baltimore will keep possession.
So even though they avoid the turnover, this is still a play that they're going to coach hard off of. They're going to bring guys into the meeting room next week and say, hey guys, we're not always going to be so fortunate. The ball is not always going to bounce our way. Anybody who handles the ball from the center to the quarterback to any of the ball carriers, the most important aspect of team offense is protecting the ball at all costs. And while that run wasn't anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. 3rd and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
They'll try to sneak it here. And he's going to be brought down right on that yellow line for the official signal. He's got enough for the 1st down.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that 1st down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the 1st down.
His defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
I can tell you firsthand as an offensive guy, we never loved playing in the rain. I always felt like the defense had the advantage. They know it wasn't going to be much of a passing attack, hard to handle the ball, a lot of turnovers. So they've got to have a lot of early focus offensively and try to get something on track.
Now, deep ball for Bateman. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
And they got the look they were hoping for, one-on-one on the outside. He's just unable to hold on to it through contact, and I think that was a big opportunity missed.
3rd and long for Jackson. And for the connection. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That's well done as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Now a toss, running left, it's Henry. And it'll be brought down right around the 40. Number 5 overall pick, Mason Graham, there on the tackle.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. On the give, here's Henry. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. A pickup of 12 yards. Good for a Raven first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it. You know, it's easy to sit up here and say, hey, just keep running the ball. They've been efficient, just kind of wear down this defense by 1,000 different paper cuts. But the problem is, it's only contingent upon your ability to keep the score down. So if you want to continue to run the ball this often, they're going to have to look to their defense to play really well.
He'll let this go towards the end zone. That one knocked away in the end zone, incomplete. What a good job locating the football by the defense where it matters most. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. From the gun, Jackson. That one caught LaDonte Wester. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. What great work after the catch to extend the drive.
And the Baltimore first down.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
A give right up the middle to Henry. And he's in! Derrick Henry, touchdown Baltimore.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike, and you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched, and an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Tyler Luke now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Ravens will take a 7-0 lead.
Browns, nothing.
Touchdown. Luke is back out to kick this one away. Now, here comes a return from the 9. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They've had it twice and they've punted twice, still seeking that first down of the game as they begin this 3rd drive. Drive starts with a run by Judkins. He'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
They go play action now with Sanders. That one incomplete. Good job, textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up third down. Cedric Tillman was the intended target. And third down coming up. From the gun, it's Sanders. Open man, left side, he's got it. A gain there of 20. It's a Browns first down.
Let's give some credit to this offensive line. Once they identified the blitz, you could see them communicating with one another to make sure everybody is on the same page, and that's what gave the quarterback enough time and found the open man.
On the handoff, Judkins. That's a short pickup to about the 47. Roquan Smith there to bring him down.
So these, Mike, are the body blow runs. They're not big gains, they're nothing fancy, but they really set that physical tone for the rest of the game where now a good play caller can use some of these early runs to set up something a little bit bigger down the road.
They run it once more with Judkins. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
From the gun, it's Shador. And on third down, that ball incomplete.
I'd say one of the most critical elements of a dynamic offense, Mike, is how efficient are you on third down? It's something these teams stress all week. There's an opportunity to continue to extend this drive. The defense wins this time and brings up fourth down.
Here's Corey Bojorquez now, as he is on to punt for Cleveland. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Ravens offense ready to get back to work. They lead it here early 7-0 as they start with a 1st and 10. In motion goes Likely. Jackson now to throw on first down. That one incomplete.
And I like this defensive game plan. When you're going against an elite quarterback like this guy, Mike, you have to get bodies in his face. You have to get him around his feet. You have to move him off his spot. Because if he can sit there in rhythm, on time, comfortable in the pocket, he's going to pick you apart. So it doesn't always have to be a sack, but you have to make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
That is left side and caught by Flowers. And he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. Jackson on target to Flowers, and it's a Baltimore first down.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
And this will be a short pickup down to the 45. Devin Bush there on the stop. Brings up 2nd and 9. Here's 2nd and 9. And the shotgun, here's Jackson. To the right side, he's got Andrews. He's going to have a first down. He's forced out. Nice pickup of 9.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and They didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
They'll send Flowers in motion. On the handoff, it's Henry. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
So they go with the first down run, hoping to just get them some positive yards and get themselves into a good second down situation, but now they find themselves in second and long. So the more you give defenses the opportunity, Mike, to defend you one-dimensionally. So in this case, we're only playing you in the pass. It stresses your protection, it stresses your play caller, and ultimately, it stresses your quarterback.
Oh, goodness. After the play, that's Lamar having some difficulties down there. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. Not fun here. 3rd and a lot. Here's Huntley. And it's into the hands of Flowers. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line. And how about that? 3rd and a mile. And they convert and pick up a first down. Here's Henry, and he's going to wind up losing yardage here, and that will take us to the end of the opening quarter of play. So we are through 1 here on Sunday Night Primetime. Number 2 begins. They've got it 2nd down and 12 to go. To throw. Huntley. He finds DeAndre Hopkins for the catch. Tough running there in the red zone. He did not want to go down. And he picks up the first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
For a Baltimore first down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Really nice job there, Mike. I mean, he sees the blitz coming and just gets the ball out of his hands. Understand where your outlets are. It results in an easy pitch and catch and move the chains.
1st and goal, and it's Henry. And this is going to be a big loss. He kept retreating, looking for an escape hatch. Found nothing. And they get him down well behind the line.
By the time the defensive backs had come downhill to get involved, we knew there was just no way he was going to get himself out of this. It just shows, Mike, how long he was flailing around back there, that by the time he actually went down, everyone was behind the line of scrimmage chasing him.
Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. And now it's 3rd and goal.
Dropping a catchable ball is one of the worst feelings. It feels like the entire stadium is laughing at you, and all I know is, firsthand, you just want to get another opportunity to put that one behind you.
Throwing here on 3rd and goal. That is caught at the 3.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
Interesting decision. A field goal makes it a 2-score game. They're going to keep the hammer down and go for it on 4th and goal. They'll run for it with Henry. A second effort, and he is in. Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Baltimore. That is second touchdown tonight.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback, they get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
The extra point is good. And the Ravens move out on top, 14-0. Touchdown. Luke is back out to kick this one away. From the 6, here comes a return. The Browns offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. The gun, it's Sanders. Open man, and that's Tillman. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 31-yard line.
From the 31, here's 2nd and 3. To the right side, it's Judkins. And he'll be tackled up around the 45-yard line. Pickup of 14 on that one. 1st down, Cleveland.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
And he does not want to go down. Somehow he turned that into a gain of 6.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the 2nd half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and...
Oh, and the rookie puts it on the deck. It's a fumble. One of the Ravens has it. And he is going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And, Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
On is Luke to add the extra point. The kick is good. And the Ravens will take themselves to a 21-0 lead. After the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. DeAndre Carter on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Browns offense ready for this next possession. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. Sanders will throw it. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. First time they've looked his way tonight. Good time to do it. It's a first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
And after being shut down in the opening quarter, he makes his first catch here with that one, and they're going to need to continue to build off this if they plan on leaving here today with a win.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Here's Sanders to throw. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get it to the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
Throwing again is Sanders. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
He manages to get the throw away and completes it. And they'll move this ball way down into the red zone, inside the 20-yard line. First time he's caught a ball here tonight, and it is good for a first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation. And that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 13-yard line.
It is 2nd and 6. Now, Shador. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch.
In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
What really stood out about that last play is the job the quarterback did keeping his eyes downfield despite the pocket collapsing around him. He was able to shake off that first guy, but by the time he did, allowed the rest of that rush to get home, and they were able to clean things up.
Kevin Stefanski going to turn to his field goal unit. Officially, it's a 36-yard attempt. His kick is perfect. And the Browns are on the board now here in this 2nd quarter.
Anytime you find yourself kicking in these elements, Mike, you just can't take anything for granted, especially when it comes to your plant foot, your balance, your control, your footing. It's so important, and give credit. He does a great job here, able to put that one through.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. Now an opening past the 30. They finally get him down, but he gets all the way up close to the 40-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They'll run it with Henry. Finding room across midfield. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. 18 yards. A great way to start the drive. It's a 1st down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear.
Henry hit. The ball comes free. Looks like one of the Ravens was able to fall on it. Yes, indeed they did. So Baltimore will keep possession.
Now, obviously, there's never a good time to fumble the ball. It's probably the thing that teams stress the most is ball security. But it makes it a little bit easier knowing that your own team was able to fall on top of it, and at least you can maintain possession.
They'll work straight ahead with Henry.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
3rd down, they need 5. Throwing, Huntley. He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. A gain there of 16 yards. 1st down, Baltimore.
That's good for a Baltimore 1st down.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Henry. And a good show of force there. He gets 4 tough yards out of that one.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now is one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
2nd and 5. They'll go again here with Henry. And that one going to be thrown down the backfield. Great defensive play. Knifing it and dropping him for a loss.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
A 38-yard attempt.
The kick is perfect, right down the middle. And the Ravens add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. Here comes a return from the 5. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. The Browns offense getting set to get back to work. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. Question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
This is brought in downfield by Judy. First time they've looked his way tonight. Good time to do it. It's a first down.
And that's a nice grab for his first catch of the game, Mike. And he's someone that the play caller has told us he wants to get him early touches, get him a feel for the game. A nice job there making that happen.
Sanders keeping it on the zone read. And he will lose yardage on the play. They knock him back to midfield.
Still first down.
So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Now it's Sanders. A throw left side, but it's incomplete. Jerry Judy, the intended target, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
You talk about a quarterback getting bailed out. Man, that is a pick all day long. And as this defender enters the huddle, you see a bunch of his guys hitting him on the helmet, but I can promise you they're saying, next time, you got to come down with that one.
Going deep downfield for Judy. And that'll be in and out of his hands. It's incomplete.
The sideline erupted. They thought that was an easy 6, but instead, it was nothing but disappointment. I mean, that is a gut-wrenching missed opportunity for the offense, and he has his head down just in disbelief.
Sanders on 3rd down. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. 17 yards on that play. It's a Browns first down.
And these are the throws that when they evaluate young quarterbacks coming out of college, they want to see you be able to make. Everyone worries about how far you can throw the ball. And while that's certainly important, to be able to make the throws from sideline to sideline, especially in those intermediate zones, drive the ball through space. Because in this league, an open window is going to close in a hurry. And they've really done a nice job defensively, holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
The pressure gets there, and down he goes. The Pro Bowler the last 2 years, Nnamdi Madubuike, in there for a loss of 5 on the sack, and now it's 3rd down. Now, Sanders. There's a screen set up for Judkins. And he'll be out of bounds, well short of the line to gain. And that'll set up 4th down.
8-yard gain. It's 4th down.
So the Browns going to bring out their kicker and try a field goal. This one from 39 yards out. He has to drive this through the rain, but he does. The kick is good. the Browns will cut into that lead.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. Play action, he'll set up to throw. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 32-yard line.
Ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Pop pass in the hands of Flowers. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line. A gain there of 11. Good for a Raven 1st down.
A gain of 11 on the play. 1st down, Baltimore.
On the handoff, running left is Henry. And he is out of bounds. Give them 17 more, and they are on a roll. Another 1st down.
1st and 10.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and
3. 2nd down and 3. Gonna go right back to Henry. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. Devin Bush, they're on the stop.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for this with Henry. And he's got nowhere to go. That defensive front controls the line of scrimmage. It'll bring up 4th down.
Loss of a yard brings up 4th down.
Now to try the field goal. This a 48-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Ravens to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the 1st half. To it now after that made field goal. Here's Luke to kick this one away. This will be returned from the 6. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Browns offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this 1st half. They'll start out 1st down and 10. From the gun, it's Sanders. Quick throw, taken in.
Sanders pass. Complete to Cedric Tillman. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 34-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's Shador. Left side, he's got Njoku. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. The Browns going to use the last of their timeouts now as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this first half. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. To throw is Sanders. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Oh, a loose football. And fortunately, their center able to rein it in, and they'll retain possession.
An 8-yard loss on the play. It's now 3rd down.
Halftime coming up. We'll get you now to Scott Hansen and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Now return coming from the 7. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Browns offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive.
The pass. Not only about a BK, tackled back at the 30-yard line.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete.
Back in the day, Mike, you know how they decided who played offense and who played defense? The guys who caught the ball better played offense, and the guys who couldn't play defense. And now, that's obviously not the case anymore. But this is one of those that still gives defensive players a bad rap.
Now Sanders on 3rd and long. Looking middle of the field, it's complete. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
So barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it looks like this is going to be a 3-and-out. So this offense has to get to the sideline and regroup, figure out what went wrong, fix it, because they've got to be able to maintain possession the next time out.
Looking up through the raindrops. No issue there, though. Fair catch, called for and taken successfully. The Ravens offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They'll begin inside their own 15-yard line. So a lot of real estate to cover. It's 1st and 10. In motion goes Likely. On 1st down, they'll start the drive with Henry. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
At the 15-yard line. 1 yard gain. Brings up 2nd
Back to throw. Huntley. And it's left side and caught by Flowers. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
On 3rd down, here's a run by Henry. And once again, he loses the football.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage. And I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight. But it can come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself. And in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. They'll start really in field goal territory already, but they're looking for more. Offense got it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. This pass caught by Judy. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Now, there's not a lot to this route. Man coverage, and you got a drag route. Give him a little something off the line, and go. Win with speed. Good, accurate ball on the front shoulder pad. Allows him to pick up the rest after the catch, and leads to a big gain.
Out of the gun, it's Sanders. That is caught. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's 1st and goal.
And while it ultimately worked out for him this time, Mike, this is not a throw he wants to make a habit of because that was risky. When he threw it, I thought that ball was being picked. I think he got away with one here, results in a big pickup and get a fresh set of downs.
And he will power his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Browns. They can take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. You're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Point try, 4th time. He's got it. And the Browns are able to cut into the deficit.
Ravens 27, Browns 13.
Kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. On the return, it's Keaton Mitchell. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Justice Hill. And he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. In motion goes Likely. On the RPO, a throw to Flowers. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Huntley now. A throw, left side, caught by Andrews.
It's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
On 4th down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. Going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. Browns offense get those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Sanders will throw it. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very stout there. That's going to bring up 2nd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
On 2nd down, Sanders going deep downfield for Judy. And he will score. Jerry Judy. Touchdown, Cleveland. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
It is really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
The extra point try forthcoming. He gets it to go, and the Browns will cut the deficit to 7. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, it's Mitchell. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. In motion goes Likely. Now, faking the give. His fullback releasing, and he's going to bring it in. And he'll wind up getting about 7 yards as he is forced out of bounds.
I'm not sure how many guys grow up wanting to be an NFL fullback. Like, they don't get the ball a ton. They're used to do all the dirty work. But in this case, this guy's showing off. Hey, coach, you get the ball in my hands, I can do some things.
On the ground, they'll go with Hill.
And the offensive line does a really nice job winning this play at the point of attack. And once he got the ball, all he had to really do was just find a crease and hit it. He's able to pick up the first down.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
I think that's just a case of a right call at the wrong time. Like, you typically want to run a draw in more of an obvious passing situation. In this case, the defense was expecting run, and they're able to just eat up that draw play.
Throwing, Huntley. He'll try and set up the screen to Hill. And that's a good gain there. It's going to wind up just a couple of yards shy of that 1st down.
May not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
Now a 3rd and 2. Now they'll run. Oh, he's hit behind the line and the ball is out. Looks like one of the Ravens was able to fall on, I guess. Indeed they did, so Baltimore will keep possession.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball. More bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it. These opportunities don't come around often. When they do, you got to seize the moment.
And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Browns offense and Shedeur Sanders getting set for their next possession. And he's had it going in the 1st half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. Starts with a run by Judkins. And he's going to have a Browns 1st down as the tackle is made just shy of the 40.
The ability to be effective on 1st down, Mike, it just makes everything else easier. In the event you do have to face a 3rd down the road, they're usually a lot more manageable situations, a lot easier to convert.
And on 1st down, it's back to Judkins. Up the sideline, past midfield. And he'll finally be taken down at the Ravens' 36-yard line. That's another quick 1st down. That's a 25-yard gain.
It's definitely nice to have one of those bruising, punishing backs kind of help wear down the defense. But I'll tell you what, you can give me a flat-out electric runner like this guy any day of the week. He can turn on those jets, get in that high gear, and he is gone.
He'll dodge one would-be tackler and wind up getting a nice gain of 6 on the play.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
They'll run. This is Jerome Ford. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it.
And with that run, Mike, even though it brings up third down, it still keeps this offense in what they call a 50-50 downs. It means with the down and distance provided, you can call a run or a pass, and both are equal threats. And that's what makes it so hard for these defenses to defend those situations.
We'll try and run for the first with Judkins. Fighting for the marker, he loses the football.
And with all this talk about ball security, I can tell you firsthand, Mike, a lot of it just becomes mental. It's like the more you think about it, the more you stress it in practice, it almost gets worse. It's one of those things that when it starts to spiral, it's just hard to pull yourself out.
The Ravens offense make their way out to take over once more. They'll do so with 1st and 10. In motion goes Likely. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll get this off to him. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get him the ball, pick up the first down.
And he is crushed in the backfield. Defenders firing through. Shut it down right away for a loss of yardage.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Here's Huntley. He'll get this out to the left flat. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
It's pretty well read there defensively. Anytime you throw these quick passes to the wide receivers, you're looking to pick your gain up after the catch. So let's give credit to the defense. Rally and tackle in space and keep that to a pretty modest gain.
Huntley. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball, and it is 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. The Browns offense and Quinshon Judkins making their way back out. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a first down. From the shotgun, it's Sanders. That's over the middle to his tight end, Njoku. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. The quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
And some good running there. That's a first down up to the 43.
It's a gain of 8. That's good for a Browns first down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
16-yard pickup on that one. First down, Cleveland.
Well, this is something we don't see every day, Mike. A team playing with a traditional I formation fullback. It's kind of a lost art in today's modern game, but in this case, highly effective. Great job by the fullback clearing out the path for his running back, and they're able to pick up the first down.
And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss, and it's second down.
So much of what makes a toss play so good is it allows you to get the ball on the perimeter of the defense really quickly, and it doesn't stress all of your backside blocking. But on the downside, it does get your running back running east and west. They're running sideways for the first couple steps, and with a defense that can run to the ball, we're able to get you down for a loss. Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
On third down, Sanders. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
The Browns getting their punting team out there, as he'll come on to kick for the 5th time here tonight. This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Ravens offense headed back to take over once more. They'll begin with first down from their own 11. They'll run here with Hill. And they'll get him down, but not before he takes this across the 30-yard line. Now, after that last play, we have an injured Raven. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. And it's a gain of 20 on the heels of another big play to begin this drive.
When it works well, the zone read is a thing of beauty. It just adds another dimension to this offense, and if the defense doesn't get a better plan, they're going to continue to do it all day.
Here's Hill. Oh, yeah. And he'll be forced out of bounds and pick up a couple on that one.
Out of bounds at the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd and 8. So, 3 quarters now in the books. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. 2nd down and 8. Now here's a keeper on the zone read. He will be taken down, but not before he gets to the Browns' 12. It's a big play when they needed it the most. 33 yards.
And this is why you tailor your offense around a guy like this. I mean, every once in a while, mix in some design runs. He's got such game-changing ability with the ball in his hands, and here, he rips off a big one.
He's going to keep this again. And he'll be met in the backfield and dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Now Huntley. There's a short one caught by Andrews. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
To throw is Huntley. And he overshoots everyone. It's through the back of the end zone and incomplete.
Teams practice these situations all week long, Mike. Down here in the tight red zone, you find yourself inside the 10-yard line. You're thinking, we've got to come away with a touchdown. Well, after that third down incomplete, it's going to be real interesting to see how they approach this fourth down after failing on third.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. And that could be big. They now take a 2-score advantage.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
Back to it now after that made field goal. Here's Loop to kick this one away. Carter on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Browns offense ready to get back at it. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Shador. There's a short throw caught by Njoku.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
From the gun, it's Sanders. A lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down.
The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. And no turnover here. Once the guard's able to get the football, get on it to keep possession.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
And not much doing there. They made sure he would not get free. The Ravens offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. Going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. Work to do on this drive. 1st and 10. Here's a designed run. And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
They went to the design quarterback run, and there just wasn't a lot of space for the quarterback to operate. You can see him kind of waiting for some of the blocks to develop. Never transpired. Didn't get a whole lot going. Short game.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 6. In motion comes Andrews. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. They'll send Flowers in motion. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. And he's got it to Flowers for the connection. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. That catch puts him over the 100-yard mark here tonight, and it gives the team a first down.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead, but instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs, and as you look at this clock, they might be running out of time.
And a nice job there, sidestepping defenders on his way. It's a gain of 9.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the 4th quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game. Well, here's where you really see the value of having a good run. 3rd and short, 4th and short. The ability to just keep it simple, win up front, turn around, hand the ball to your back, and to say, okay, more likely than not, we're going to get a fresh set of downs, maintain possession, and now continue to find opportunities to go generate points.
They'll run with the man from Marshall, Rashid Ali. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
The speed and the get-off by the big interior defensive tackle, Mike. I mean, he got through there so fast, he almost took the handoff himself.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Another try with Ali. And they'll stop it. At least it's an improvement over the last play. They're not losing yards, but it didn't gain any here. And now it's going to be 3rd down.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
That's over the middle to the tight end, Andrews. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got 1st and goal coming up.
That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Big-time completion right there, and this isn't just a spot where they're trying to run the game out here in the 4th quarter. They were not only trying to pick up points, but they're trying to get in the end zone and extend this lead. So, really nice job here late. We're going to see if they can put this one out of reach.
Hill. He's in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Luke now for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Ravens will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter.
20.
Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Browns offense and Quinshon Judkins making their way back out. And it's hard to believe you can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. first and 10, it's Sanders. Left side, he's got the Njoku.
Now listen, I'm going to give the guy credit. It was a really nice catch, keeping his feet in bounds along the sidelines.
2 yards.
It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
Second down, 8 to go from the 28. To throw is Sanders. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Body his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force third down.
I feel like their quarterback, for the most part, has looked pretty solid. I mean, it's everybody else that seems to have let him down with the drop balls and the mistakes. That's really what's killing these drives.
From the gun on third down, Sanders.
A big loss on the play. Brings up 4th down.
Punting time for the Browns. They're set to kick it away, as he's standing right around his own goal line. Fair catch will be taken here. It is right at the 40-yard line.
Over first and 10.
The Ravens offense and receiver Zay Flowers heading back onto the field. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been unquestionably the star of the show, as they've just absolutely had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. He'll start this drive by keeping it himself. And some good footwork there. He'll take this forward for a gain of 8.
And these are body blows on any defense. This quarterback has the ability to make guys miss and do a lot of damage in the run game. And that's a nice pickup there.
Just shy of midfield. Here's second down and a yard. Oh, run play. This is Hill. It's a pickup of 13 yards. First down, Baltimore.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. On the read, he's going to try and run with it. Oh, the ball's out. Looks like one of the Ravens was able to fall on it. Yes, indeed they did. So Baltimore will keep possession.
You know, it's amazing, Mike, that guys still end up fumbling the ball, because I can tell you from experience, the first 15 minutes of every offensive practice is ball security circuit. And that could be a combination of multiple things. How to go to the ground without getting loose to the ball, almost like the art of falling. It could be running over bags or through bags as guys take swats at the ball trying to knock it out. There are so many ways to simulate what the game is like, because at the end of the day, if you want to win in the NFL, protecting the ball is the #1 priority, and it cannot be stressed enough.
So they go backwards on first down. Here's second and 13. One of the tight ends motions right. That is caught out wide on the RPO. Looking for the pylon, but the official right there is going to mark them out of bounds at the 1-yard line. They get 24 on that one. Just like that, it's first and goal.
So first off, nice job picking up enough for the first down. But I got to be honest, Mike, when he caught it, I thought he was going to put his foot in the ground and get physical and run through contact and try to score. I'm not so sure why he just so quickly ran out of bounds, even though he was able to pick up the first. A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. And now, I think it really limits, what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on second and goal?
Now from the 7, it's second and goal. They'll go with him again. Not a lot of room to work there. Well played by the defense. And they set themselves up for third and goal.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment. Keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Play 7 of the drive coming up, and it's 3rd and goal. Back to throw. Huntley. That one taken in. Rashad Bateman. Touchdown, Ravens. Tight spaces down there. Things happen quick. Greg, a quick decision and great execution for the score.
You're exactly right, Mike. Down here this close to the goal line, everybody's clock has to speed up. Not only the quarterback processing to get the ball out of his hand, but you have to win as a receiver quickly and give the quarterback somewhere to go with the ball. It was that quickness at the line of scrimmage that led to that touchdown.
On is Luke to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Ravens are able to extend the lead. Now, after the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. He fields it at the 8. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. Now it's the Browns' turn as they get set to take over again on offense. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Here's Sanders to throw. We'll try and set up the tight end screen. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. They run straight ahead with Judkins. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
A gain of 3 yards. And the Browns, first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Once more with Judkins. And he will slosh his way forward on the wet surface for a gain of a yard.
38-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and
9. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off. After this, it is 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Sanders. Who else another catch for his favorite target. And he's taken down just shy of midfield. A gain there of 10 yards. It's a Browns first down.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Now, Shador. There's that man again. Another catch. The Browns going to use the first of their timeouts here. It'll come with an even 90 seconds remaining on the clock.
The receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
They'll give it here to Judkins.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on 3rd down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in 3rd down. I want to get all of my conversions on first and second down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 now from the 36. And penalty flags come in as it winds up incomplete, but no doubt there was contact there. On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Up the middle goes Judkins here. And this is going to be a touchdown. It's too little too late. Do get a bit closer as they score here in the final minute of play.
At this stage of the game, the score is really irrelevant. You want to try to build something positive towards the end of this game, and I think that score will help do just that.
The offense staying put. They will go for 2.
The Browns will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They're trying to pick this up with a run. And this time they stop him short of the goal line. Touchdown a moment ago. No 2-point conversion to add on as they come up empty. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. The return starts from the 5. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Ravens offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go. And he's turned a number of those into big plays. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for 1st and 10. Now off the bootleg, he'll look to throw here.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Go with Hill. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens.
Well, we're certainly getting a lot of things we haven't seen in the last tournament. Not only did we have teams that pulled out major upsets, like the Lions losing to the Raiders, and then the Raiders losing in the way they did against Kansas City. And now we had a game where the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson, out for the game, and yet they still won pretty convincingly. I mean, that goes to show you that, as long as you've got a good running back in Derrick Henry and a backup quarterback capable like Tyler Huntley, you can do anything you want to. And the Baltimore Ravens, congratulations. They are moving on to the Final Four. So that means, ladies and gentlemen, our games are officially set. As for the Cleveland Browns, it's just too little too late, man. I mean, they tried to get back into this game a bit late, but, costly turnovers, not really much going on offensively, and the results spoke for themselves. The Ravens just mopped the floor with them throughout much of this game. It was not one of the higher scoring games we had here, which is very interesting, especially considering we've had, 50-plus games in nearly every single game here. But The Ravens win this one in a regular style game here. The final score of this one, 44-26. Regular in the sense of, one of the lower scoring games we've had here pretty much. But there are the numbers for Shedeur Sanders and Tyler Huntley, as well as Lamar Jackson early on in the game. Derrick Henry with a good game, so was Quinshon Judkins. Zay Flowers with a big day for Baltimore. So let's go ahead and run down our Final Four schedule for the 2026 Madden Tournament. And thus the stage is set for next week, March 22nd. Starting off, we have the Baltimore Ravens going to Dallas to take on the Cowboys in a game where the Cowboys will be trying to do what they couldn't do the year before in the qualifier and try to get to the championship game. For the Ravens, of course, this will be their first time there. And then after that game, we will have the Cincinnati Bengals and the Kansas City Chiefs. These are games that you would think would make the regular playoffs, but because of the way their teams were this season, we got a star-studded Final Four here with Lamar Jackson, Dak versus Dak Prescott, and Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes. So it should be a very, very exciting matchup here. And of course, the winners of these two games go on to play the Madden 26 championship game live from Levi Stadium, the home of Super Bowl 60, 2 weeks from now on March 29th. So with all that said, thank you so much for joining us here, and we'll see you guys here next Sunday for the beginning of the Final Four, starting with the Baltimore Ravens and the Cowboys, and then the Bengals at the Chiefs. So with all that said, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Good night.
The following has been a presentation of the Reviewing Network Sports.